Mobili. Top 10 Best Scramblers Motorbikes 2024. These Scrambler motorcycles can be lighter, more nimble, and definitely more stylish than most adventure bikes. 10. Royal Enfield Scram 411. The most basic, least powerful model on this list, but that doesn't mean it's not good, far from that. Derived from the Royal Enfield Himalayan model, the Scram 411 looks leaner and lighter and a bit more funky, if a little utilitarian in execution, which, let's face it, is an advantage when throwing it around off-road. The 411 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine produces a meager 24 horsepower, which can make it feel a little breathless on long runs, and the brakes are nothing to write home about, but it does everything you'll need it to do with no fuss and plenty of rugged reliability at a rock-bottom price of $5,099. Which means you could have one of these brand new and any of the other bikes on this list in used condition for virtually the price of many of them brand new, excepting perhaps the Honda CL500. 9. Honda CL500. The Japanese equivalent of the Triumph Scrambler 900, in that the CL500 has the style but is far too low to be taken seriously as a go-anywhere, off-road proposition. That's not to say there's not a lot to like about the latest addition to Honda's 500 cubic centimeters family. The style is typical Honda, understated and not unattractive, and it's also compact, with a low seat height, which makes it a great choice for those of shorter stature who want something a little different to tackle the urban jungle, something that the light steering and nimble handling is also perfect for. There will be no complaints about the price or the quality, and, despite the modest power output, it's actually great fun to ride. 8. Fantic Caballero 500 Rally. Italian manufacturer Fantic has been building mopeds and off-road bikes since 1968, and, if the company is one of the lesser-known motorcycle brands, then that's a shame, as the Caballero 500 Rally deserves the same sales success as the likes of the Ducati Scrambler. One of the more convincing-looking scramblers available, which should translate into excellent off-road performance, with top-shelf components. The single-cylinder engine pushes out 40 horsepower and 31.7 pounds-feet of torque, which makes light work of the 330-pound weight, the lightest of any on this list by a good margin. Fully adjustable suspension front and back, although the braking might leave a little to be desired in this company. The perfect Sunday fun bike. 7. Ducati Scrambler Icon. Ducati's massive sales success. The Scrambler is more Scrambler in name, not ability, but as a style exercise, there's plenty to appreciate here. Taking inspiration from the 1960s line of Scrambler models, the modern Ducati Scrambler has traditional lines executed with traditional Italian flair and personality, not to mention excellent fit and finish. There's a playful character that's boosted by the lovely air-cooled V-twin engine which, with 72 horsepower, doesn't imbue the Ducati Scrambler icon with the most sparkling performance, but, as ever, that's all relative and, taken on its own merits, this is perfect for the urban adventurer. 6. Triumph Scrambler 900. The new Bonneville arrived in 2001 and the Scrambler variant came in 2008. Now renamed the Scrambler 900 and based on the 900cc Street Twin, it's the same recipe as before: chunky good looks, albeit with minimal ground clearance, classically authentic retro styling, and perky, if not outright fast, performance from the traditional parallel twin engine. As with all Triumph products, it's beautifully executed, with a bare minimum of plastic and lots of neat design details. Like the Ducati Scrambler, the Triumph Scrambler 900 is more style over off-road substance, but it's still a convincingly stylish way of getting around, and it can handle mild off-road trails easily, which, let's face it, is all it's ever likely to be called upon to do. 5. BMW R9 Scrambler. As with the Ducati Scrambler, BMW's retro R9 has been a huge success for the German manufacturer and has spawned several variations, one of the best being the Scrambler. Okay, so against the Triumph Scrambler 1200XE, the R9 Scrambler lacks ultimate off-road chops, but if you're buying for style over outright ability, not to mention build quality and reliability, then the R9T has all the bases covered. It shares the basic specification of the R9T Pure, which means standard, non-adjustable, forks and a single clock, in place of the upside-down forks and twin clocks of the original R9T Roadster. Nonetheless, it actually might be all the better for it, whilst also reducing the price. It will tackle mild off-road trails, but there isn't the ground clearance for anything hectic. 4. Indian FTR 1200 Rally. Maybe stretching the definition of a scrambler here, but the Indian FTR 1200 Rally, with its flat tracker inspiration, is too good to leave out of this list, even if its ethos is sideways on dirt racing rather than bashing along dirt trails. The rally version of the 4-bike lineup gets its own bespoke black smoke paint, brown vinyl seat, cream frame, and in-your-face exhaust system. Huge power from the tuned version of the Scout V-twin engine and gobs of torque give it excellent performance, which the chassis and suspension are more than capable of controlling. Style is definitely not in short supply, and Indian has to be applauded for trying something completely different to its normal offering of large, heavy cruisers. 3. Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute. About the only criticism of the 2015 on Scrambler line from Ducati was the relatively sedate performance of the 800 cubic centimeters engine, which admittedly had little effect on popularity or sales. Ducati took note and upped the displacement to 1079 cubic centimeters, along with uprated suspension and additional electronic systems. There are 3 models, the Scrambler 1100 Dark Pro, Scrambler 1100 Sport Pro, and the newest edition, the Scrambler 1100 Tribute Pro, which is our pick thanks largely to its extra vintage retro details, the retro typeface Ducati logo, black spoke wheels, giallo ochre yellow livery and special, exposed stitching brown-colored seat. As with the 800 cubic centimeters versions, off-road prowess is limited, but the Scrambler style is there in full force and the performance now matches the style. 2. Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE. In usual Triumph fashion, the company took a long look at the Scrambler 900 and updated it out of all recognition, turning it into the most convincing scrambler on this list, when taking into account off-road ability, on-road manners, performance, equipment and build quality, which is just about as perfect as it could be. There are 2 models, the X and the XE, differentiated by suspension, non-adjustable Marzocchi on the X and fully adjustable Öhlins on the XE, but, other than that, largely the same in terms of specifications, which include lean-sensitive ABS and traction control. The 1200 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine is punchy, full of character, smooth, and perfectly suited to any type of riding you care to throw at it. 1. Moto Guzzi V85 TT. Only Harley-Davidson has been as slavishly dedicated to one configuration of an engine as Moto Guzzi throughout a large part of its existence. The transverse V-twin engine is something different in this company, and it's not without its character or, indeed, power, with a decent 79 horsepower on tap. Really, the V85 TT is the standard Guzzi tubular frame fitted with tall suspension, inverted forks, radial brakes, a full-color TFT dash, and a good dose of retro styling. You could say it's closer to an adventure bike than the other scramblers on this list, but it's here because it's an interesting alternative without going full adventure in terms of size and bulk. It's an intriguing mixture of retro style and modern adventure bike versatility with a revered badge on the tank.
I hope to inspire you and help you learn more about your favorite theme. Subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think.